We're going to go in the Gmara. We're continuing the Gmara. Actually, now the Gmara we're starting now is starting about the halachas of Havdalah, and the Gmara we're learning Mitzvah Hashem tonight and the next 5-6 weeks will be all about the halachas of Havdalah, Boidem Eremesh, Boidem Erepesamim, and the order of Boidem Eremesh, and how do you make the bracha, v'chulu v'chulu v'chulu. In the Mitzvah Hashem we're going to learn the Simonim Shulchan Aruch. There's 5 Simonim Shulchan Aruch, and it's very Geshmak Sugya. So let's start. So the Gemara is on Daf Nun Beis Amud Beis. That would be too easy. It's in the middle of the medium lines. It's towards the bottom. The last word in the line is Beshamay Omrim. Neir, Mazan, V'chulu, 2 dots. It's 5 lines from the bottom and the medium lines. Yeah, Rav Huna bar Yehuda Ikla. So the Gemara tells a story. Rav Huna bar Yehuda. Does everyone have the place? Okay. It's Andaf Nun Beis, Amud Beis. In the medium lines, go from the bottom of the medium lines, go up 5 lines. And the first words is Neir, Umazan, Vechulu. Daf Nun Beis, Amud Beis. Right here. Here.
Wait, just a quick thing. Anyway, means it doesn't have like, substance.
Anyway, means it has no substance, right? So, like the Mishnah Brura, for example, says that a person goes into a store and all the bottles are closed and it smells good. He says that's an Shein Le'ika because there's no substance there. A bottle has to be open, or someone has to give a spritz now. But if you walk into a Besamim store and all the jars are closed, it's always going to smell good because it's just the way it is.
It's in the air.
Somewhere in there. But ain't no ikar. You have to smell a ikar. A jar has to be opened for you, or someone just sprayed something.
I want to know if somebody's wearing lounge clothes, you're allowed to smack them on the head with a bat.
Oh, that's a good question. You have to ask Moshe Rabbeinu. You have to ask Moshe Rabbeinu. Yeah. So, Daf Nun Beis Amud Beis. Besham Ayomrim Neiru Mazan V'chulu. Rabbi Huna bar Yehuda Ikla Lebei Rava. He came to the house of Rava. Chazi al Rava. He saw Rava. The body he made a bracha a besamim bereisha. He made first besamim, and then he made boidem in besamim. Afterwards, he made boidem bereish. That's what we do. Amar Loi. He say, "Ooh, mechti. Let's look at this." Besham Besilol had an argument. Amar Loi pligi. They never had an argument about the order of where when it comes to boidem bereish and boidem in besamim. The Tanya will learn in the Braisa. Besham says Neir umazon besamim v'avdala. So first comes the neir and then the besamim, and you put inside the brochos hamazon. Neir besamim, and then you put mazon v'avdala. So either way, everyone agrees that first the boidem eremesh and then boidem in besamim. Everyone agrees that. The only shaila is because of remember we were talking.
So what are you talking about mazon? What kind of mazon?
I spoke about it a few weeks. Remember when we brought the copies of Maseches Pesachim that the guy has only 1 cup of wine, so and he has to have Malava Malka. So over here we allowed him to eat Malava Malka before Havdalah, and this one kois is going to be for Havdalah and also for Kosh Bracha. We're talking about a unique case, but what do we see from here? That Beisham Besilo, whatever they argue, but they all agree that first is Neir and then is Psamim. First is Boidem Eremesh and then is Boidem in Psamim. On the Rava Basrei, so on Rava answered, that's very nice. These are the words of Rameir. He holds it. That was the machlokes of Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says, they never argued about this. Everyone holds that the Bichas HaMazon, the Kosher Bracha and the Mazon is always first. Everyone holds that Avdallah is at the end. What was the argument? The question was on the board and the B'samim. First you make boidem eremesh,
And then you make
And then you make boidim and psamim. Psamim. First you make boidim and psamim, and then boidim and reish. Rabbi Yochanan says, no, go am keves Hillel. Rabbi Yehuda, our minig is like Beis Hillel's opinion, according to Rabbi Yehuda, that the whole machlokes was what goes first, B'odem Eish or B'odem B'samim, and therefore the halacha is like Beis Hillel, that we do B'odem B'samim, and then B'odem Eish. What is the machlokes between
Rabbi Yehuda that said over two different things that B'Shem and
what was B'Shem Beis Hillel? Machlokes, what's the machlokes? So, what is the machlokes of B'Shem and Beis Hillel? So I would say like this, a pushed up shot. Behegde. There is a memoir from the Rebbe Zayda, the Baruch Shalom Shneisen. It was Einikol Tzemach Tzedek. And so he was very close with the Mishpocha. And he would come to the Rebbe Rashab's house. And he wrote a diary that was published a few years ago. It's not that long of a diary. In order to spread it, they put thick paper and big words, but shine, interesting. So he says about Motzah Shabbos, that it was Motzah Shabbos, and the Rebbe Rashab made Havdalah. He smelled the psalmim, and he didn't make the bracha by the minute psalm. And then he gave it to me. He says he handed me, and I made by the minute psalm, and I smelled the psalm. Now, the Rebbe has Rishimus, where he wrote notes with the stories the Frierdiker Rebbe told him. And in this Rishimus, the Rebbe writes that the Frierdiker Rebbe told him that he remembers the time when his father used to make the bracha Boire Min Besam. But then he stopped making the bracha Boire Min Besam. Why? Because Niskalkal Etzloi Chushareach, he couldn't smell. So you can't make a bracha with it. You're not enjoying it.
Kalena Rebbe is that way. He lets his son make the bracha. I've been by this Kalena Rebbe when he makes Abdullah. He doesn't make the bracha. He gets his son to make the bracha. And then he makes the way.
So, that's my shaila. Why couldn't the Rebbe Rashab do the Seva Eitza like the Kalena Rebbe? Firstly, my shaila is like this. Why couldn't he make the bracha anyway? There's other people that have to be Yoitza.
Oh.
Why can't he make the bracha for them? Why can't he make the bracha for them? Why can't he make the bracha for them? So the answer is not so simple, but I'm going to try to simplify it with a lomdisha thing. It's close to the to the actual story. There's two brachas. There's a bracha boire me'esh and boire min besam. Right? Shaila is, what are these two brachas? Are they birchas hanenin or birchas shevach v'hoidoah? There's two types of brachas. There's a birchas hanenin, boire pri ha'etz, on an apple, or boire pri ha'adama on a banana, or shahakol niya bedvorei, that's called birchas hanenin. Then there is birchas shevach v'hoidoah. For example, in the morning we say yoitzer oir boire choshech, birchas krishma, the 7 brachas we make, that's called birchas shevach v'hoidoah. If there is thunder and lightning, we make a bracha. Shekoichik v'rosam ala'olam oisam aysa bereshis. That's birchas shevach v'hoidoah. There's no pleasure right now. It's birchas shevach v'hoidoah. One of these two brachas. So birchas boire moira eish is really a birchas shevach v'hoidoah bepashtus. Unless you tell me otherwise, it's not every time we strike a match you make the bracha.
You look at your nails.
Only Motzah Shabbos.
Right.
So therefore it's a birchas shevach v'hoidoah, because Motzah Shabbos is when fire was created, that the other Medician saw the world got dark, and he was so scared. Maybe it was because of my sins. And then he took 2 rocks and he gave it a knack, and all of a sudden a spark came out, and he was so joyous. There was fire. So we thank the Eibishter for the Bria. It's a shevach v'hoidoah to thank the Eibishter. Just like every morning when the sun comes up, we say Baruch Hashem yoitzer oir v'oir choshech. We thank Hashem for the light. Every Motzah Shabbos, that was the time of the Bria of light. We thank Hashem for the light. It's birchas shevach v'hoidoah. Boire mine besam. And what is that? It's birchas hanenin. It's a joy. Right? The Gmara says, just like achil of shtia, you make a bracha. Also on the pleasure of smell, because it goes into the body. So we make a bracha. That's birchas hanenin. What's the difference between birchas shevach v'hoidoah and birchas hanenin? Birchas hanenin, the din is I can't make a bracha for you. You have to make a bracha for yourself. You want the banana, you make a bracha. I eat the banana, I make the bracha. By brochos and mitzvahs, for example, we say, Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh B'Zeh. I already put on tefillin today. If there's one Jew in this world that didn't put on tefillin, I can make the bracha for him. Why? Because if he didn't put on tefillin, it's as if I didn't put on tefillin. What did it? Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh B'Zeh. If there's one Jew in this world that didn't put on tefillin yet, it's as if my tefillin is lacking. I could make a bracha. One Yid didn't hear shofar yet. I didn't hear shofar. I can make a bracha.
A second bracha?
Yeah. Well, the Maisa, the Alter Rebbe says that if that person knows how to make a bracha, get them to take it. But if they don't know how to make that, it's not going to help. They don't know how to do it. So you make a bracha for them. You make it for them. So now, the bracha, boide, mine, besamim is really bichas hananim. So one person can't make it for the other person. So, therefore, if he has to smell himself. So because the Rebbe Rashav couldn't smell, so it didn't make sense that he should make a bracha to be moitzi someone else.
They also have to make bracha.
He can't if he can't make the bracha for them. The only shaila is fakert. Why couldn't he ask Baruch Shalom to make the bracha and he should be yotzeh? So this tzarichin, we'll leave it for another shir. But back to our question. So the shaila is whenever there's two things come together, you have to break. There's a tiebreaker. For example, there's two. Say toda v'sheina toda. Which thing could come first? Should come b'chsamaznas through the soim, talis or tefillin. It's always we say there's a tiebreaker. There's some way to figure it out. Now we have two brochos. One is brichas shevach v'eidah, and one is brichas anenin. Which should come first? Which should come first? What's more choshev? To be mishabech the Eibishter for creating light, or thanking Hashem for giving me the pleasure of a good food or a good smell.
So this is the machlokes. What is the machlokes?
That's the machlokes of Bisham and Vesel. That's the machlokes of Bisham and Vesel. Bishamai says, first you say, you thank Hashem for creating light. That's the Shevach V'Eidah for Hashem is more important. Then talking about my pleasure of good fragrance. But first thank the Eibishter. Then talk about my own pleasure. Beis Hillel says no. First you thank Hashem for your own pleasure. First you say, then you thank Hashem for light, for creating light. Why? Why would they still say that? A beautiful word of Chassidus. Why do we say Elokeinu v'Elokei v'Seinu? Does it make sense? Elokeinu, our God, and the God of our father. Who's more important? We or our fathers? Our fathers are more important, no?
They should be first.
Avraham Yitzchak v'Yankov given Choran gehat azeh de terach. So who's more choshev? We. So what should go first? Elokeinu or Elokei v'Seinu? Why do we say the lashon Elokeinu v'Elokei v'Seinu? We should say Elokei v'Seinu v'Elokeinu.
That's right.
Zok the Rebbe. The pshat is like this. It depends when. If you need the schus of the ovis, Elokei Avraham, Elokei Yitzchak, talk about that. That's the bigger schus. Who's bigger Eved Hashem? Me or Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov? Who's chus? If I want to get something that Rebbeinu Shalom is someone's chus, who should have that? Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov biggest chus. Versteht? But I'm talking about Tachanun, right? I'm talking about me.
Right.
What's important? It's important. First is important Elokeinu. It's important to know the Eibishter is our Eibishter. That's more important to me now. Right now, it's important to know Elokeinu. Then it's Elokei v'Seinu. First thing, it's important to know Elokeinu. It's very nice to give kavod to V'Seinu, but what is important for me to recognize? It's important to recognize Elokeinu. So that's what Beis Hillel is saying. First, because when a person enjoys something, it's not just he shares the light with the whole world. I enjoyed it in the pneumistic way. And I ate something, I drank something, I smelled something, so I feel satisfaction. So I feel great gratitude to Hashem. So Beis Hillel says that goes first. That goes first. Elokeinu and then Elokei v'Seinu. First you give gratitude for what's my pleasure, and then Shevach v'Eidah. But Beis Shammai says no. Beis Shammai says first Shevach v'Eidah to the Eibishter, that's more choshev, and then for my own pleasure. Let's continue.
It's interesting when you wake up in the morning, the first thing is you moided the Eibishter. But when it comes to Havdalah, right Motzei Shabbos, first thing you do psalm. Then the light.
No, it's all thanking the Eibishter, but within thanking the Eibishter, am I mentioning first Shevach V'Eidah, which is not for my pleasure, but Shevach V'Eidah for the Bria of HaKadosh Baruch Hu?
Starting in the morning is Shevach for the Eibishter, and John.
Shachzarta bi nishmasi.
Oh, after it, this is already the Eidah, but the first, the word Moide.
Okay.
Rabbi,
Yeah.
I once heard a word that on the Eitz Das that if Adam would have enjoyed the fruit as much as he did as much as he did the das, Hashem would have been pater. In other words, if he would have said, let's say, said a bracha on the fruit, then of the Eitz Das, then he would have been pater the das. Maybe he would have got the correct order. The Beis Hillel is right because.
It could be argued that when you say Borim Neiv Samim on Motzei Shabbat, not only is it a Birkat Hananim, it's also a Birkat Mitzvah, because it's part of Havdalah, just like saying Borim Yagafen.
Rabbi, I'm asking, why is the machlok of Beis Hillel that Beis Shammai says that first is Borim Ode Eish, Beis Hillel says that first is Borim Neiv Samim? What's the? So I'm saying that the Beis Shammai holds that Shevach V'Eidah HaKadosh Baruch Hu is more important than my personal pleasure. And Beis Hillel says that there's more akora to my appreciation to Eibishter when it comes first my pleasure. You're right. There is a certain tzad hashava. They're both because Chazal would kaveya that I need to do it. So you could say both are bechaz mitzvah. There is such a svara. I'm just trying to say something in order to explain the difference between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. On a certain level, you could say that because they're both. Chazal will mechayiv me to do it. So it's a mitzvah, a mitzvah from Chazal to do it.
Can we say Chassid Shipshal by Rabbi Rashab? Usually, the whole purpose for the Psumim is given Hashem Yitzir Shabbos, they're going away, so not to faint, you make the broch. By him, it stay.
Oh. Okay, sag die Gmara weiter. Bisham hayoimrim shabora. The Mishnah said, Veshamai said, Shabora Moireish, and Beis Hillel said, Boire Mioireish, Omarava. Bora Kulam like Pligi. Everyone agrees, Bora, if he said not Boire, but Bora Moireish, that's great. The Bora Mashma, it means in the past, the Eibishter created it from Sheshis and Mebereshis. Keep Pligi, where's the argument? But Boire, if you're allowed to say Boire Mioireish, Boire means he will create, but that we want to be Meshabech the Eibishter for what he already created. Besilol Savri Boire Nami. That also Boire means the bottom mashman he already created. Marsov Rabbi Yosef says, what do you mean? Obviously Beis Hillel is right. It says Yotzer Or Uvoire Choshech. What does it mean? Tomorrow he's going to make Choshech?
It's still created.
He made it the Sheshimei Bereshis a Choshech. Yotzer Harim Uvoire Ruach. Sheshimei Bereshis. Beire Shemayim V'noiteyim. Elam Rabbi Yosef Bebora. No, this couldn't be the Machloikis. Bebora Beboire Kulang Balei Pligi. This was never part of the Machloikis. The Bora Mashma. Both Lashonos are good. Bora Boire. It means he created. Bora means created. Boire means created. Keep ligi. One is the machloikes b'mo'or u'me'oire. If you should say mo'or ha'esh or me'oire ha'esh. Beis Shammai savri. Beis Shammai hold. Chod n'hoire ike benura. There is one fire. There's one type of fire. Beis Hillel savri tuva n'hoire ike benura. There's all kinds of fire. There's all kinds of colors in the fire. There's all kinds of fires. So that's why, according to Beis Shammai, it's Boar Moeresh. Tanya Rabbi Yochanan Marsov, Beis Hillel argued with Beis Shammai. They said, Harba Moeresh yesh Boer. There's a lot of type of lights in the light. So the Goen says, a Moered de Kavort. Moered de Kavort. The Gra says like this. There's two things in light. There's godly light. The God created a light. He created fire. It's a B'riya B'dei Shamayim. And then there's when the human being knocks two fires. He strikes a match. He puts some sulfur there on the edge of a piece of wood. Whatever it is, there's human fire. In the Eibishter's fire, it's one type of fire. In the human fire, that's when there is different colors. There is blue, there is yellow, there is red, not a ukman, not a chivra. She says that was the machloikes of the Gra between Bisham and Basil. Bisham, I said, we thank Eibishter for his fire that he made. Basil will say, we thank the fire that we make constantly.
The color that we're making.
Oh. Therefore, Beishamai says Moeresh, one, because that's what the Eibishter made. The Yesoida Eish, the Shetachas Gal Galayarech, the fire that the Eibishter made, which is one. Achtus is one. That's why he says Bora, because Bora for sure means that's something that the Eibishter created already. V'sheishis and Mebereshis. But Beis Hillel say Boirei, he's creating also now, which is the fire that's a human fire, and in that there's Me'oirei Ho'esh. There's a lot of shades of fire. Yochanan sagt Gora gut pshat.
Choshev the Eibishter doesn't need to create.
It's a good kasha. Chassidus deals with it. So the emissaries
That doesn't need us to pray either.
that no,
He needed to
that's what it says. The pasuk says something. Yotzer oir,
Yetzer Me'eros.
boirei choshech. It says boirei choshech. What does it mean boirei choshech? It's absent.
We could say, you see by Mitzrayim, there's 11 on Choshech. The first 3 days Choshech,
Right.
it was the next 3 days it was such a Choshech they couldn't even move. So this is he create Choshech. He do it in such a way that you can't even move.
But Apich Chassidus you could say very good. That boirei. That why does Beis Hillel prefer boirei me'oirei ish? Boirei means really hoive. He's creating it now. Elamai, something that's hoive could also mean
It was
over. Hoive could also mean over. It's not that I'm arguing in the Metzias. The Metzias is that Bora means he did it yesterday. Boirei means he's doing it now. But Lashon Hoive could also mean Hoive could mean he's doing it right now. He started this second. But that Hoive could usually means that he's doing it. He did it a minute ago, and he's also doing it now. Hoive means also Lashon Hova. So Beis Hillel wants that we should know that the Bria of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a Mechadish Betuvoy B'chol Yom Tamid Masa Bereishis. Like the Alter Rebbe says in Perek Aleph and Shari Yichud V'Amunah, that the Baal Shem Tov said, that what said Yehid Okiya, not the Pshat Eibishter said it once, and that created the Okiya. But these Oisius are recreated Okiya every moment, and Ilula the Eibishter doesn't recreate the world every moment, the world would cease to exist. The Eibishter has to be Mechadish Betuvoy B'chol Yom Tamid. Tomid, he has to be Mechadish again, the Ma'aseh Bereishis. So that's what Beis Hillel said. Emes is Boirei. Either way, we have to say the Eibishter created. He created B'Seshem Bereishis. L'choyre, Boirei is a better lashon. Bora means he created. Same thing L'gabi HaMoitzi or the Machloikis. It's you should say HaMoitzi Lechem Oretz or Moitzi Lechem. There also the Gemara says Moitzi means he already did B'Seshem Bereishis. What does it mean? Hamoitzi? Hamoitzi means now. So, but now also means did, so it's also. But why do we have to say hamoitzi? Say moitzi better. Toysa says a reason. But you could say, Rabbi Chassidus, you could say very poshut. Because side by the bread, it's side by food, it's side by good fragrance. We want to say hamoitzi. He's right now being moitzi the lechem. Not you think that the food is on the plate, so we don't need the Eibishter. This food is already, it's baked. For tomorrow, if that's the Eibishter for tomorrow, but this bread, it's already on the table. For that from the Rebbeinu Shalom for this, it's already here. It's already baked. The Rebbeinu Shalom will use his brochos for something else. No, hamoitzi lechem in oretz loshen hoive. Right now, the Eibishter is being mamtzi yesh miyayin, the bread that I'm going to eat, and the same thing in boirei me'oirei ha'esh. Right now, Kadosh Baruch Hu is being mamtzi and mechadish betuvoy the me'oirei ha'esh. So that's why Beis Hillel prefers the lashon of boirei me'oirei ha'esh, lashon boirei, lashon hoive, and the same thing hamoitzi lechem in oretz. That hamoitzi right now he's being moitzi. So the Ma'aseh of Reb Zusha Vanapoli. Oh, it says your side, right? That Reb Zusha the Reb Zusha after davening used to say, Rebbeinu Shalom Zusha is hungry. So when he'd say Rebbeinu Shalom Zusha is hungry, his Mishamish would know that it's time to bring him something to eat.
Right.
So the guy, finally the guy said, listen, you know what, if Reb Zusha will be a mensch and say, hey Shmerel, please, can you do me a favor, bring me a kichel, some herring? Shine, I'll do it for him. But if he's just going to talk to Rebbeinu Shalom, that Rebbeinu Shalom deliver stuff for him. So Taka, after a long day of davening, and Zusha didn't need anything, and after davening, he finished davening, he says, Rebbeinu Shalom, Zusha is hungry. So the door opens up, and there are two people that have a sichsuch. So the Reb Zusha had straightened out the sichsuch for them. So they came back. It was the next day. They came back. They wanted to give him something. You know, today the Dayonim and the Toinim, they take $125 an hour. The better ones take $250 an hour, not a penny less. And the time on the phone is also time. But Reb Zusha wasn't such a fancy Toyin. He did them a favor. He straightened out a thing. But they felt gratitude. So they went and they bought a whole bunch of kichlach and herring, and they brought it. So just when Reb Zusha said, Rebbeinu Shalom, Zusha is hungry, they came in, and they put it down on the table. So he said, Shekoyach Rebbeinu Shalom. He made a brocha, and he ate. So the Mishamish came in, and he said, what's happening? Where's the food come from? So Zusha said, what's your shaila? I turned to the Rebbeinu Shalom. I said, Zusha, like every day. I said, the Rebbeinu Shalom, Zusha is hungry. And the Rebbeinu Shalom Taka sent me the food. So Mishamish figured, okay, never mind the shtick. He just kept, went back to his old ways. That's the pshat. That's why we say, Boide me'oreish. Hamoitzi lechem in oret. Which is not a good lashon. Hamoitzi means he's making it now, but he already made it. Boire means he's making now, but he already made it. He made it, and he's still making it. And that's what we want to emphasize. Even the bread on the table, the Eibush is machadish right now. And the fire that's right now on the Avdallah candle, the Eibush is making it right now. So the Eibush shall help from Taka, our eyes should open up with Yoitzer Oyer, with the Oyer that the Eibush created. We should open our eyes, and Taka, we should be able to see the Yad Hashem, how the Eibush is machadish b'tuva b'chol yom tamid.
Amen.
Some of them,